Don't ask me how, but this story is indeed true. Well, you can't ask me how because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now anyway. What's up, guys? So I'm here with another story time story for you guys. My hair is not styled whatsoever for you girls who are always like, oh my god, your hair always looks perfect. Do you just wake up like that? No, it takes like 15 minutes to style it anyway. But no, this is my hair naturally, fresh out the shower, ain't got no product in it or nothing. So as many of you may know, I have realized that the easiest way to figure out what story you guys want to hear next, my MVPs on Twitter who follow me, I tweet out and say, hey, retweet this if you want to hear this story, or favorite this if you want to hear this story. And so whichever one has the most retweets or favorites is the story that I end up going with. So this week it appears everybody wants to hear that I had a boyfriend and didn't know it. So this takes place in about 7th or 8th grade. I'm not sure. I was 12 or 13 years old. This is when I was going through my emo scene phase. Hopefully there are pictures going across the screen showing you what I look like during this time, but holy moly, let's just say it was a rough time in my life. So here I am, little emo Jazz, floating around, hanging out in the downtown area, but I'll have you know this is where all of the other cool emo scene middle schoolers were hanging out, so basically if you wanted to be seen, you know where to go. So there was this area called, what was it called? Community Center? What was it freaking called? I don't even remember what it was called, but it was basically where all of us emo scene kids went to hang out in the grass and talk about Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco and stuff. So one day, little emo Jazz is walking around and I see this guy, and we'll call this guy Fred, okay? Fred was freaking hot. Fred was like on fire for an emo kid. Like this, he had like 5 or 6 girls around him and he was like, I'm Fred. And I was like, oh my god, whoa. And at this time, I didn't really like a lot of guys. Like I just had like my 2-second crushes. So I see him and I'm like totally down. But I also had really, really low self-esteem. So I'm like, he's not gonna see me. He's got 5 or 6 girls just kicking it, just literally standing around him, basically licking his hair and picking his earwax out for him and saving it for a snack later. So I'm like, there's no way he's gonna notice me or acknowledge me at all. I don't know how this ended up happening. I think maybe he added me on MySpace that night and he messaged me and he's like, hey yo girl, what's your number? Except it was more like, hey girl, what's your number? I don't know, I'm just trying to think of like what an 8th grade boy would sound like when he's like still going through puberty. We ended up texting, and this, you guys, text messaging was during the time of the Razors. Anybody remember the Motorola Razors? Yes, that was my shit. I had the black one, bless you mama for getting me that phone because I was cool. I was freaking cool. So here I am, prancing around with my little black razor, texting Fred. Now, I want to make it clear, we had probably hung out 0 times, and I get a text from him saying, will you be my girlfriend? And do you guys remember when phones would fail sending a text message, but like if it was sitting in the vault, like say 3 messages failed sending, they would just kind of send out on their own? So we had been talking about something before that where my response was, yeah, of course, smiley face. It must have been like, do you want to hang out later or something like that. Something completely irrelevant to him asking me to be a girlfriend. That message had failed to send earlier on and it resent on its own because like today on an iPhone you can click when you want to resend it. That way messages don't get misinterpreted. But that, yes, of course, got sent literally right as I was texting him again saying, not sure, maybe we should wait. Something really sweet and simple like that. Something that a 12 or 13-year-old would be able to formulate. So he texts me and says, okay, cool. So you could also see how this could have been misinterpreted because okay, cool could have been, okay, cool, I understand, we can totally wait, or okay, cool, you're my girlfriend now, let's date. So this part I don't exactly remember. I'm not sure if I knew that the yeah, I'm totally down or yeah, of course sent earlier or if I didn't know, but what I do know is I for sure thought that we were not together. So I'd say like 2 weeks passed. We have not talked. We might have texted like 2 or 3 times. We have not hung out, nothing. And if I did see him, it was merely passing and it was like, oh hey, what's up? And I get a text from him and he says, hey, I don't think it's working out. Wait, what? I respond and say, what are you talking about? And he's like, this isn't working. We don't talk, we don't ever see each other, we don't even hang out. And I'm like, dude, Fred, we're not dating. And I basically get really, really pissed because he's like, yes, we've been dating for the past 2 weeks. You said yes and that you were okay to be my girlfriend. And I'm like, oh snap. I think at this time I realized what had happened. And I said, no. I said yes to us doing whatever it was we were gonna do earlier, hang out, freaking agreeing on like what our favorite movie was or something like that. And I said no to us dating. Didn't you get the text where I said, no, let's wait? I don't even understand. Even if I had said yes, of course, no matter what, within 30 seconds after, he got a text saying, no, I think we should wait. Come on, Freddie, weigh out your options here. Which one do you think it's gonna be? So point being, me and Freddie dated for about 2 weeks. I didn't know it. He was walking around telling people that we were together. I was probably flirting with another emo boy, causing havoc and being that crazy 12 or 13-year-old I am. So needless to say, me and Freddie did not ever speak again after that. Like, it actually affected our high school relationship. Like, we went to the same high school and he was just one of those people where when I saw him I was like, hey Fred, hope you're doing well. And then he got a girlfriend one day and I was like, oh, okay, I see you, you replaced me, yeah, it's fine, no big deal. But anyway, I'm sure to this day me and him would get along just great. He, you know, that was just a really, really weird mishap. But that was me having a boyfriend and not knowing it. I just realized that this title could have came off as like maybe I was being like somebody was catfishing my face. That's always a possibility. But in this instance, I was just some 13-year-old girl who was really naive and didn't know how to just pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey buddy, we're not dating, just to clarify it. So Freddie, if you're watching this, you probably don't even remember this because you probably had like a string of 20 other girlfriends, but we were together and I want to give it a second chance. I really would like us to work it out. So anyway guys, that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to do me a favor and leave me a thumbs up on this video. It tells me you like story time, because who doesn't like story time? I like story time. And then if you're not already subscribed, there's a little lion right here in the corner. Click that, it'll get you subscribed to the channel. Thanks so much for listening to this. Freddie, if you're out there, I love you. That's gonna be the end of this video. I love you guys, absolute pieces, and peace!